go to that living room, go to that family room, go to that Rascala. Tell them to come on and sit down with you because you are watching now. Them is your people.
What do you say? What do you say? It's Mr. Gary, the King of Hospitality. Welcome to the podcast today. Why am I the King of Hospitality? Because you said so. I can take you where you need to be, and I can take you to who you need to see. And let me tell you, you need to see this new Marriott at the airport. We are at the airport Marriott in St. Louis, and I tell you what, if you know anything about looking good and feeling good and knowing that you made the right decision, then you know what? When you come to the Marriott out here at the airport, then you have made your case. I mean, it is popping. Listen, you know, usually when you hear or you see an airport property, it's kind of drab. It's kind of like right across the airport, right across the street. So that's why people stay there. No, not this one. They have did it right here. They make sure that when you come through, they've got plush leather seats. They've got ambiance, a big lobby bar, and not just the little bar that just has little munchies or little things that just kind of ties you over. They've got really good things. They got a menu that is delicious in the lobby bar. They've got salads. They've got it all. They've got a Starbucks restaurant inside. They got it going on. And guess what? They're one of the hotels also that has room service still. Because, you know, a lot of the hotels have gotten away from the room service, you know, with the real plates, the real, you know, all the new china, the china and silverware. No, they still have it here. They've also got a shuttle that picks you up from the airport and brings you in. So I need you to come out and see my main man, David. He's here. He's the general manager. I mean, he is ready for it. They've got it going on really good. So, you know, when you think about where you want to be and how you want to end up being, it gives you an opportunity to just come on in and relax and have a good time, right? So the whole thing goes pretty much like the Sugar Hill Gang used to say, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. If your girl starts acting up, then you stay there with her and make her act right. You don't take her friend. Hey, listen, we're here. We're at the Marriott Hotel here in St. Louis at the airport. The Marriotts have it going on. I mean, when was the last time you stayed at someplace plush and nice? Now, you know Pookie and Ray Ray, you know your people. They will take you over to the Ivy Inn, or they take you to the Time to Rest Motel, where you're there for maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm sure that they just took you there to pray. I'm sure that's what they took you over there for. So we're here. We're having a great time. We want you to come out and check out the new scene. It may be that you are planning a family reunion. Is it family reunion time? Is your family planning a reunion? You need to make sure that the hotel that you plan the reunion at has amenities. They need to have a swimming pool, indoor, outdoor. They need to have a jacuzzi. They need to have a play area or something for the young people, for the kids. Hey, when you're planning, you need to also think about the people in their pocketbook and their money and what they can do. So does that mean that maybe you need a limited service hotel, which means that they have a breakfast in the morning, a continental breakfast, you know? You know your people. You all try to book the rooms at the big hotels that they cannot afford. And when they get there, then they look into you and they saying, you going to give us some money for some breakfast. Y'all know how y'all people do. So when you're planning out for that family reunion, or maybe it's graduation time, listen, if you know you're going out of town to someone's graduation, don't wait till the last minute to book a hotel. They want to know that you're coming, and if you know that people are coming from out of town to the graduation, call up to the hotel and say, hey, I need a block of rooms because I got some people coming and I don't want them to stay at my house. You know why? Because they messy. You know why? Because they don't clean up behind themselves, right? Whatever the case is, you might just want to know that they want their own privacy. So we want to make sure that you are making it so that when the people say we're coming in for the graduation or we're coming in for the wedding this summer, you can tell them, here's the number that you need to call, and they will book a room for you. So what do you say? What do you say? It's about making the right choice. It's about picking the right hotel today. Okay? Ha 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 ha. Okay. So what do you say? Hey, it's time for us to get really down and dirty with it today. It's time for our hot topics. That's right. Hot topics. What's hot? Who's hot? Who's not? Hey, you know what? Last night, and so by the time you all hear this, it will be a few nights ago, was the Oscars, the big Oscar show. Hey, what'd you think about it? You know, there was so much controversy going into the Oscars. Everybody was talking about who's gonna boycott the Oscars, why they should boycott the Oscars. And last night, you know, everybody talks the talk, but who was walking the walk? Well, let's start off with our boy Chris. Chris Rock. He showed up. I think he showed out. I mean, everybody was anxiously awaiting what it was going to be like with him at the helm. Was he going to put everybody on blast? Was he going to agree? Let me ask you a question. When was the last time somebody thought you sold out? Now, what does it mean when we say somebody sold out? You know, think about the money that they paid him to host the awards. Do you think you would have turned the check down? Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I ain't nothing but the truth. And I don't care if y'all write into the show, call into the show, and tell me to boycott it. Mr. Gary is not going to boycott nothing. You want me to tell you why? Because at the end of the day, we can always make a purpose out of it, right? We can always try and make it make sense or make people try to understand it. And at the end of the day, we all got to go to the bank. What do you say? What do you say? I'm just saying last night he had to bring his A game because so many of the celebrities who they were interviewing, they were saying he's the best comic. They were talking about what he could bring to the table. I mean, it was just so much. What was your favorite moment if you got a chance to watch? I can tell you my favorite moment is when he cracked a joke on Stacey Dash. No one got the joke, or maybe the audience was full of people of non-color and they didn't want to laugh out loud. But he introduced her as the new diversity director for the Oscars, which we know there's no diversity director, right? And she came out and she said, you know, I'm Stacey Dash and all of that. So that was kind of funny. And then at the end, when he closed out, he said, thank you to everyone for coming, and we will see you all hopefully later this summer at the BET Awards. I thought that was very funny, right? So what was your favorite moment? Go on to our website at www.themyourpeople.com. And, you know, the fashions were crazy, were bananas, off the hook. You know, I hope that your organization has the opportunity to move forward and forward thinking, because a lot of times people like to look at the people on television, the movie stars, and see how they're dressed for the big awards and this, that, the other, what they're wearing, who they're wearing, and why. But I tell you what they don't remember, they don't think about is your event. You know, are you adding the red carpet, some spice to your event on a local level, wherever you may end up being, right? People go out and buy new outfits. They get their hair did. They get their hair done. They looking all good. They get some fresh manicures and pedicures. The guys are looking fly. So, you know, maybe that's something that you can add to your event. Maybe it's something you can add to your family reunion and have someone like, who knows, Mr. Gary. I could be on the red carpet and I could talk to you all about what everyone's wearing and interview them. And wouldn't that be fun? You know why? Because you never know how good you look until you had your picture took. Take a picture. Oh my God, I know you look good, right? When was the last time you looked good? What do you like looking good for? I mean, you got people who like looking good for, you know, the usual things like the company Christmas party, the company holiday party. You got people who like looking good for the weddings or for an anniversary. But you know what else you got people when they like to look good? Sometimes it's when they look their best. Wait for it. A funeral. Have you ever seen somebody look their best in the casket? I mean, you get people who have not had a haircut. These men, sometimes they walk around looking like Ned the Wino, right? They don't have a haircut. They don't have their nails manicured. They just look rough. But you go in there in the funeral home and you look in the casket, and who do you see? Well, you don't even know who it is. And what about the ladies? I mean, wigs can do wonders. But have you ever seen a lady in the casket, a woman, and she's just kind of laying there? Now, you know she didn't really have no hair to begin with, but now all of a sudden, since she died, she got long, wavy hair. Where did the hair come from? I can tell you where it came from. It came from Hollywood Beauty. She went and grew up some hair overnight. When they took her into the funeral home, they said, we need a number 3. And what's number 3? Number 3 is that wig. You know, the one that's got the bangs in the front and it lay down real long in the back. Listen, when people die, stop trying to make them people look like somebody that they not. You need to make sure that they look like who they were, because if not, when people come to the visitation or to the funeral, they say, I'm at the wrong funeral. And so all I'm simply saying to you all is all of it matters in the end. You know, so when we talk about your events and how they go and what you did and where you had it and how they look, it's all relevant at the end. The next thing that we want to make sure that you understand is, most importantly, the Oscars, it's not about who watched and who didn't watch, and because they were on this or they were on that, you know. It's just about, do you feel like no matter what you're doing, you're being represented? And if you don't feel like that you're being represented, then create something of your own so that you can represent or have other people know that they can be included in something. There's nothing worse than inclusion. And no matter what you end up doing, it could be sports. You know, a lot of times we have guys who like playing dominoes, cards. You know, let a person feel like that they're a champion in the end. Let them get a trophy, give them a plaque. If there's someone in an organization that you're a part of and they've been working hard, give them a plaque. Just say, hey, attaboy. Just say, hey, thank you. We appreciate what you're doing or what you did, right? And you'll find that if you do that with children, young people starting out, and you let them go all the way to the beginning, it'll turn out and it'll be really, really good. And I think that that's what makes it all fun and that makes it good. So again, we are here and we are at the Marriott at the airport. I'm telling you all, it's looking so good. Guess what? Here's the good part about the Marriott. You can tell when they are key on service. We just had the general manager, just like that. Walk in, walk by. Hey, Mr. GM, how you doing?
Excellent.
Come on over here to us and say hello. Listen, we are so excited about this Marriott. Now listen, we've tried to give everyone a visual about the property. We've talked about the plush chairs, the plushness of them. We've talked about the delicious food at the bar, because usually, you know, at the bar at a hotel that's right by the airport, it's nothing really to really sink your teeth into. Y'all got shrimp and grits. Who does that at an airport property? The ballroom is slamming. It's looking so good. What do you have to say for yourself here?
Well, you know what? We're very excited. Obviously, the renovation was transformed the hotel from what it used to be to what it is now. Is literally a transformation. Mm-hmm. And you know, as far as food and beverage go, we take it very, very seriously. We want people to come in and eat in our restaurant and bar, right, just like they were eating in a freestanding restaurant somewhere down the road, right, in their neighborhoods. Right. And so we take it all very seriously, and we're very proud of the way the Marriott looks now.
But I want to ask you this question. What is the feedback that you're getting when people come? Because, you know, people that I know that come, it's like, wow, what's going on here? What feedback are you all? Are you all seeing sales increase? Are you seeing people staying, more businesses being booked? What do you?
Yeah, we're doing very, very well. Business is up year over year, so we're happy about that. And people that have come to this hotel for years before the renovation, when they walk in, their jaw drops and they're like, wow, is this the same place, wow, that it was, you know, back then? So, you know, because when we in our renovation, you know, we took down walls and, yes, raised ceilings and, yes, really made it a completely different place.
Okay.
So, yeah, and so people are saying great things. Okay. I mean,
So would you say this is more of a corporate now? Is it social? Does it change? What?
I think it depends on the day of the week.
The day of the week.
Monday through Thursday is going to be corporate travelers
Okay.
for the most part, but then once the weekends hit, it's a variety of things,
Okay.
whether it's sports teams or family reunions or church groups or
Okay.
whatever happens to be going on. So it's kind of a mixture.
Okay.
But I would say 80% of it is a corporate hotel.
Mm-hmm.
The other 20% would be what we consider the leisure segment.
Okay. Now I'll tell you what impresses me most about your hotel. You've got a staff out here that gets it. I mean, they are so friendly, and you can tell the front desk, even housekeeping, everybody's so trained with an attention to detail.
Yes, we do. I mean, we're blessed with an exceptional staff. A lot of the team members here have been here, for 30, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a gentleman that opened this hotel back in 1972.
Wow.
So it's a testament to how much they like working here, and they get the service industry, and so we couldn't be more pleased.
Okay. Quickly, let me say one other thing that people love. You all have a park and fly program here.
That's correct.
Yeah. You know what I like about it most? There's one gentleman who, I mean, you get on there and you feel like he's going to take you all around the world because he's welcoming you. He's telling you when you get to the hotel, go to the right and go check out Starbucks and go to, what's that about?
It's the rival experience.
Yeah.
We have we have the best in the industry drivers. I mean,
Okay.
those guys from James and Al and Art and Bona and all those guys. We also have Maurice. I'm going to miss somebody along the way, but anyway,
That whole team.
that
They're
whole
great.
team is unbelievable,
Yeah.
and they want to make sure that the people that haven't stayed here understand what they're about to walk into
Right.
and know where to go
That's right.
and know what our special is, and know that the short ribs are really good in the restaurant.
That's right. No, they're very good.
So that we get them going in the right direction. So
Okay.
it's amazing.
All right, and tell me about the banquet team. I mean, that ballroom that you guys have back there, it is slamming. Different colors for different events that you can adjust the chandeliers.
Correct. Every color on the color wheel that exists out there, we can backlight the chandeliers and theme the ballroom any way you'd like. So,
Oh, wow. And the food back there is delicious. The staff is so professional. I mean, I tell you, tell me quickly, why Marriott? Why a Marriott property? What's the difference in a Marriott?
I think it's a matter of the team that you put into it. I mean, it's the employees that make the hotel what it is or is not. So I say that you go next door and you go to a Hilton, or you go down the street and you go to a Sheraton. At the end of the day, it's a branded hotel.
Right.
It's one of the big brands that are out there.
Yes.
And they're going to have a room, and they're going to have a bar, and they're going to have a restaurant,
That's
and
right.
they're going to have a lobby. But if the team that's there servicing the hotel is not up to snuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how sexy the place looks.
That's
If you
right.
don't have good staff here,
That's
it's
exactly
not going
right.
to matter. So.
That's exactly right. Well, listen, we're at the Marriott. I'm telling you, we're right here at the airport, right by St. Louis Airport, right off Highway 70. This is the place to be. Hey, listen, maybe you have not gotten away. Get away from the kids sometime. Just come out and check them out for dinner. Everything is great. Hey, tell everybody how to get in contact with you. Is there a website or?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to the Marriott, Marriott.com. Just type in St. Louis. We'll pop right up, and all of our event menus and our restaurant menus are on there. You can book a room directly there. You can book your park and fly room there. Your park and fly experience there as well. So everything can be done online.
And tell everybody who we have with us and what you do here.
My name is Bob Lambert, and I'm the general manager.
Now, see, y'all, I ain't nothing but the truth. I told y'all I bring you all to who you need to see and where you need to be. We are here with the general manager. Did you hear it? Now, if the general manager is telling you you have an invitation to come. Now, listen, you have an invitation to come, but don't think you're coming for free. Bring your money over here. Don't come up here talking about the general manager told me, come on over, right? He did say, come on over. He gave you an invitation to come experience everything. So what do you say? We're with our friends. We're here at the Marriott at the airport in St. Louis, okay? Ha, 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 ha. Okay. So I tell you, before I go any further, I gotta say Natalie's. What does that mean when I say Natalie's? Natalie's is one of our sponsors. Natalie's is delicious. The food is delicious. The drinks are delicious. The ambiance is delicious. It's just a delicious place for you to go for a delicious time. What is a delicious time? It's something that tastes so good. It's something that is so good and you just want some more and more of it. They've got a Sunday brunch that's out this world. And if ever you wanted to go out for a night of jazz, hey, Natalie's is the place. Natalie's is in the Central West End. You don't want to miss out. Hey, RX Outreach Prescription Plus. What is that about? That means this is where you need to go to get your prescriptions filled at a discount rate. Hey, I've talked to a couple of people and they say that the prescriptions are about, 70% off what you normally end up paying. So give our friends at RX Outreach a call. Could not make it happen, would not want to make it happen without Hollywood Beauty. That's right. It's almost time for Easter and Mother's Day. It's time for y'all to get y'all some hair. Inches. Go on over to Hollywood Beauty and let them know that Mr. Gary sent you. Hey, listen, it's time for our next hot topic. Now, you know what? VOTE, vote. How do you feel about all this craziness that's going on with this Republican, Democrat, slinging mud back and forth, calling names, talking about tans, talking about stuff that has nothing to do with electing someone? Hey, listen, I don't care who you vote for. It's your choice. It's your right. But you have got to vote. You've got to make your vote count. And you got to make sure that you hold people accountable, right? So be able to look at the records, be able to think about who it is that you want representing you, but be able to look at the personality and the personality trait. And so when you hear all of this mudslinging back and forth, hey, listen, go on to the websites and let the people know enough already. Say, we want to know what you plan to do for the country. And so all that other stuff, that's extra. They doing too much. But here's what's not good is when you don't exercise your right to vote, when you don't talk to young people and tell them why they should vote and the struggle that it's been to vote. It's time to get into the mix on that. Make sure that everyone is representing. I can tell you what I do when it's time to vote. If you didn't vote, I don't even talk to you. There's nothing we can talk to today. So on election day, if someone calls and says, hey, Mr. Gary, what you doing? I'm like, who is this? They'll tell me who it is. I say, did you vote today? No, I didn't vote today. Well, guess what? Call me tomorrow because we don't have anything to talk about, right? Voting, it's important. And then the next thing that we want to talk about that's important, last night at the Oscars, Leo DiCaprio. Is that his name? Leo DiCaprio? Leonardo DiCaprio. He said it's best. He said global warming. This is a serious issue. And you know how you know that it's a serious issue when we talk about global warming? Because if you think about it in St. Louis alone, we had a great winter. You remember how it used to snow and ice up in the Midwest and we had these hard winters? It only snowed 3 times this year? F that. So what is that telling us right now? It's staying hot. In the winter, last week, it was 70 degrees outside in February. In December, it was 60 and 70 degrees. January, hey, global warming. You need to make sure that you are on top of the issue of global warming. And where do the candidates stand when it comes to things that's like that? That has to do with the environment. Hey, it might not be important to you, but I bet you it's important for your kids and for your grandchildren, right? So research it. Take time to make time so you can increase your mind. What do you say? I'm Mr. Gary. I am the king of hospitality. As always, I invite you to go onto our website at www.themyourpeople.com. Leave us a comment. Leave us your name. Tell us what's on your mind so we can talk about it. So don't just talk about it, be about it. I'm Mr. Gary. You are my people, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it, okay? Ha 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 ha. Okay. What do you say? It's Mr. Gary. Hey, have you enjoyed the show tonight? We sure have. And let me tell you what else we enjoy. We enjoy the opportunity of our people just tuning in. You all are the reason for the season. You're the reason for the show. So thank you. Keep coming up to me when you see me and stop asking me, Mr. Gary, can I take a picture with you? Of course you can, because I want to take a picture with you and you and you and of course you. I need you all to do me a favor this year. We want to send out a big thank you to Natalie's Restaurant in the Central West End. Natalie's has been with us since the show started, and it's because of of Natalie's and our other sponsors like BMO Harris Bank, like Joe K Cars, and like RX Outreach that you're able to see the show every week. So what do you say? What do you say? Look at the numbers at the bottom, tune in, give them some business, and let them know that you are their people, okay? Hey, listen, 2016 is here, and we're getting it in. 2016, it's time to be a part of the team. We want you to be a winner this year, so be a part of the winning team. Is it the hospitality team? Is it your family team? Is it your work team? Whatever team you are a part of this year, make sure it's the winning team, okay? Okay.